Welcome back to the AEC Unstuck Mentor Lab video explainer. This week, we are tackling the integration of two key methodologies to improve the visual communication of your project schedule: Takt Time Planning, or Production Planning for construction, and Visual Scheduling and Planning through what we all know as 4D. Personally, I would rather eliminate these acronyms from our everyday vernacular, but let's be real. 4D has been around for 25 years. It's part of the industry's DNA, so let's dive right in. Since 2021, I have had the privilege of being a strategic advisor to inTakt tools. I've supported Jordan Christensen, Steve Moore, and their rockstar team of innovators through the years, and I am incredibly proud of what they have developed for our industry. Today's video is a tribute to the bootstrapped inTakt team for their innovative approach to simplifying this critical methodology for success. I'll just be scratching the surface today, and my objective is to introduce this methodology in layman terms. Because at the end of the day, it is all about creating flow. Let's be honest. Traditional construction scheduling is broken. We spend millions on advanced building information modeling, creating stunning 3D digital twins, only to print out a 100-page paper schedule that nobody on the job site actually reads, let alone follows. And to add insult to injury, we use the CPM to create a 4D visual plan that is out of date after the first challenge impacts the master plan. No wonder why 4D is not used throughout the project. I digress. That's a whole other topic for later on. We look at manufacturing and wonder why they achieve perfect production harmony while we constantly fight trade stacking, logistics bottlenecks, and delays. The secret isn't just better modeling. It's a fundamental shift in how we schedule time and space together. You will see how the inTakt platform acts as the core production engine that makes 4D planning functional, predictable, and field ready. By the end of this explainer, you'll see how to unlock up to 20% in schedule compression. Before we look at the workflow, let's address the root cause of project chaos. For half a century, the critical path method, CPM, has been the standard. It is brilliant at calculating contractual deadlines, but it has a massive blind spot. It does not inherently understand space or trade flow. Traditional CPM schedules naturally increase work in progress far beyond the actual capacity of your job site resources. It forces crews to jump erratically from zone to zone to hit artificial dates. This results in trade burdening and trade stacking, the primary reasons projects crash land, productivity plummets, and safety hazards skyrocket. Let's look at how they stack up fundamentally. The primary focus of CPM, which is all about activities, logic dependencies, and milestones. Takt time focuses on rhythm, continuity, and trade flow. From a spatial awareness perspective, CPM is poor because you can easily schedule trades on top of each other. For Takt time, spatial awareness is high, strictly broken into equalized work zones to ensure trade flow. In terms of readability, CPMs are dense, multi-page Gantt charts that hide variances, which leads to interpretation, which results in problems in the field. With Takt time, it is a single page with highly intuitive visual matrices, which reduces interpretation and enables flow. And finally, from a risk management standpoint, with CPM, float is fluid and often hidden or weaponized. The key difference in Takt time is that risk management is organized in structured buffers: end, task, capacity, backlog. With Takt time planning, we are able to identify roadblocks that prevent trade flow based on crew size and zone availability. So, what is the alternative? Enter Takt Planning. Takt is the German word for rhythm, cadence, or a conductor's baton. In construction, it means breaking your project schedule into geographical zones and setting a steady, synchronized time beat, or takt period, for trades to move through those zones. Think of it like a car assembly line, but in reverse. In a factory, the workers are stationary and the car moves. In construction, the building is stationary, so the trades must become the assembly line, moving systematically from area to area without getting in each other's way, which includes people, material, tools, and equipment required to execute work right the first time. To build a true Takt plan, you don't just slice a floor plan into equal square footage. You analyze the work density on a scale of 1 to 10. Highly dense areas, like a bank of bathrooms or an elevator core, get smaller zone boundaries so that the total level of effort or time required matches the rest of the project zones. It's a fine line of balance of resource and space constraints to achieve flow. Once your zones are leveled and your trades are aligned into a chronological sequence, they march to the same beat. If your Takt period is 3 days, Trade 1 gets 3 days in Zone 1. On day 4, Trade 1 moves to Zone 2, and Trade 2 moves right into Zone 1. It creates continuous trade flow and brings absolute predictability to the field. The GCs establishes the master schedule and then plays a trade contractor support role to remove barriers to enable trade flow. Now, here is where the true magic happens. Takt planning is incredibly visual within Takt tools, but when you map Takt sequences directly to a 3D BIM, you unlock 4D visual planning. 4D adds the element of time directly onto your physical elements. After 2 decades of leveraging 4D with some of the best superintendents and planners, it amazes me that visual planning isn't the standard of practice across the industry. Talk about being slow to adopt better ways of planning and communication. There is only one reason why: a lack of understanding from business leaders in construction. When you explain a 2D schedule or a spreadsheet matrix to a field foreman, they have to mentally translate those dates into physical locations. With Takt planning in 4D, you can dramatically enhance visual communication, which translates instantaneous. Foremen can physically see their exact workspace boundaries for the upcoming week. They can visualize the handoff before it happens, verifying that the previous trade will completely evacuate the zone before their crew steps in. When you integrate Takt planning with WIP, or work in progress, with reality capture, we can integrate these 2 workflows into one streamlined process to drive real-time and proactive solutioning to roadblocks. More importantly, 4D plus Takt allows the project team to simulate the details in each work zone during pre-construction to spot spatial clashes and bottlenecks before they ever happen on site. You can literally watch your train of trades move through the virtual building. If a slower trade causes a bottleneck, it immediately stands out in the 4D visual simulation, allowing you to resequence or adjust crew sizes to maintain the pace. I've had the privilege of supporting superintendents on the largest sports stadiums in the country using this methodology. The results were consistent. Early finish that led to a 0 punch list on opening day. Rather than guessing if a trade can finish a floor on time, you can optimize the number of zones and the takt time interactively. As Little's Law dictates, more optimized zones allow trades to follow each other more closely, safely accelerating the project timeline without squeezing labor durations. So how do you execute this seamlessly on a live project without running 3 different disconnected schedules? That is exactly why Steve and Jordan built inTakt. We understand the realities of commercial construction. Owners and contracts frequently demand a traditional CPM schedule format for reporting and legal documentation. In my opinion, this is the root cause of our pain. It's not our people or technology. It's the broken legacy systems holding us back from truly innovating. With inTakt, you don't have to choose. You use the Takt production system to build an optimized, highly realistic master plan for the field. Then, with a single click, inTakt exports your clean, perfectly sequenced network as an XML file right into traditional CPM software. On site, your superintendents and crew leads use the mobile-friendly platform to drag and drop subtasks, manage daily milestones, and flag roadblocks in real time. Any delay triggers an immediate request for a variance reason, giving you live progress tracking data that syncs perfectly across your project team and stakeholders. You get a reliable production plan for the field, a solid contractual schedule for the owner, and a live data stream to power your 4D visual simulations. The construction industry is hitting a major turning point in adoption and digital transformation. Embracing Takt Planning and pairing it with the spatial clarity of 4D isn't just an option anymore. It's the competitive advantage that ensures projects finish on time, safely, and with higher profitability. If you want to learn more about Takt Planning, check out Steve's 30-minute video explainer in the link below. Stop managing chaos with confusing 100-page schedules. Bring rhythm to your workflow, respect your trade partner's time, and give your stakeholders the ultimate visual clarity. Head over to inTakt.app today to explore their free tools, templates, and see how our advanced platform can elevate your next project. Let's build together. On we go!